What is going on, guys? It is the Anime Jaguar here, or you call me AJ for short if that is a tongueful for you. And today I'm going to tell you some of the best and worst Disney casting decisions of all time. Let me know some of your favorite or least favorite, some of the best or worst Disney casting decisions. And by the way, I will include Marvel and Star Wars, since Disney owns both Marvel and Star Wars. So let's just get started.
Number 5.
Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. The showdown between Luke and Kylo is powerful. Kylo is undoubtedly the best thing about the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, with the Driver delivering by far the best performance. Kylo has some incredible moments, including turning to the light side, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but you've had a year and a half to see it, and throwing Palpatine on his own. Ben even survives his fall down the pit and takes on the Knights of Ren. The Han Solo scene was one of the film's biggest surprises and one of the most heartwarming scenes of the trilogy. Terence Howard in Iron Man. I don't take issue with his casting as War Machine, but Don Cheadle was a better fit for the character. Howard's interpretation of the character came off as whiny and reactive. He wasn't believable as a decorated military colonel. Don Cheadle strikes the perfect balance of confidence and caring. Even though Iron Man 2 and 3 were worse than the first one, it wasn't Don Cheadle's fault.
Number 4.
Hayden Christensen in Star Wars Episode 2 and 3. All in all, the Star Wars prequels massively disappointed fans from the beginning. In Episode 1, the audience endured Jar Jar Binks, and just as he faded into the background and everyone breathed a collective sigh of relief, Hayden Christensen walked on screen. In all fairness, Christensen is probably a great guy, but if there is one role he was never meant to play, it's that of Anakin Skywalker. With his ill-timed lines and lack of emotion, no one could believe that this guy would grow up to be Darth Vader. Nowadays, most fans like to pretend the Star Wars prequels never happened, and I'm one of those guys that pretend that the prequels never happened. Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. Much like the casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, this move shaped the direction of the MCU. Chris Pratt's lean performance as Star-Lord was largely responsible for the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, and allowed the saga to produce its most genuinely fun outing. As a result, Peter Quill was full of charm, charisma, and even possessed an inability to take things seriously, one that would undoubtedly make Tony Stark proud. It's no surprise that Pratt became one of Hollywood's biggest leading men after he took on Guardians of the Galaxy. He proved himself on an incredibly grand stage, letting us know that the lesser-known Peter Quill and his beloved band of misfits were worthy of our time, and that he, beyond a shadow of a doubt, belonged front and center of the Guardians franchise.
Number 3.
Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Brie is a talented actress, so the issue here isn't one of acting ability. I believe that Room is one of the best films of the past decade, but sometimes even a skilled actress isn't necessarily the best person for a particular role. It's not a reflection of her abilities, but can be a case of her not wanting or able to take the extra elements off stage that come with the character. For example, both Chris Pratt and Chris Evans make repeat appearances on behalf of children in the hospitals, in character as Star-Lord and Captain America, even out of costume. Same goes for Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. And I think she did it for the paycheck. I think her agent says, good career move, you'll make some money off it. But she was clearly doing it for the check. And then the movie itself wasn't terrible, but it was definitely the worst MCU movie because the writing and plot and direction were they were weird. And any of these elements can take a skilled performer and wreck their performance. There are multiple examples of this happening outside of the MCU. Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Harrison Ford had a solid career up to this point, appearing in films like American Graffiti, but it was 1977's Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, or simply titled Star Wars back when it was released, and a scruffy-looking nerf herder named Han Solo that put him on the map and launched Harrison Ford to stardom. He was cocky and full of swagger. Han is a smuggler and career criminal with the proverbial heart of gold beating under his trademark vest. He's a rogue, a lover, a friend, and a reluctant hero, but a hero nonetheless. Ford brings an immeasurable amount of sheer coolness to the cosmos in the intergalactic space opera. He won people's hearts and captured their imagination back in 1977 and almost brought a tear to the eyes of fanatics, including myself, when reprising his role in the 2015 relaunch.
Number 2.
Jake Gyllenhaal in Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. While there's no denying that Jake Gyllenhaal got surprisingly ripped for his role in the movie, no amount of muscles could convince us that Donnie Darko became the Prince of Persia. As a leading man, we like Gyllenhaal more as a quirky misfit. This simply did not work. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Being a part of the film to start the MCU, Robert Downey Jr. had to make sure his portrayal of billionaire philanthropist Tony Stark was on point, and Downey Jr. certainly delivered. Not only did Downey Jr. look the part, but he took on the role and characteristics of Stark with ease. Although we will probably no longer see his character in any more MCU projects, it's safe to say that Downey Jr. has done Tony Stark justice during his time in the MCU.
Number 1.
Johnny Depp in The Lone Ranger. Anytime Hollywood needs an actor to don a crazy costume and wear a crap ton of makeup, they call Johnny Depp. While it worked for movies like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, casting Depp in The Lone Ranger was just plain bad. Maybe it was the fact that Depp, a white man, was attempting to play a Native American, or perhaps he brought too much Jack Sparrow into the role of Tonto. Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack is not quite good, not quite bad, and has no shortage of sass and hilarity. It's not an exaggeration to say that this lovable pirate has made the franchise the success that it is. I have no idea what they're going to do with the Pirates franchise without Johnny Depp. I'm kind of intrigued that they're going to have Margot Robbie star in it from what I've heard. I heard that about a year ago, but I haven't heard much since, so who knows if that even happens. But let's carry on about Johnny Depp. The actor bagged this role in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and from the very first movie, it was evident that Depp was destined to be the crazy, drunk, yet brilliant captain of a pirate ship. Every moment he spent in the frame is infused with pure hilarity, and suddenly an entire fandom is calling the actor Jack Sparrow like it's his name. It's no wonder that The Curse of the Black Pearl won him a Screen Actors Guild Award. The very fact that this avatar is a separate fan base among so many comparably wonderful avatars speaks of its magnificence. And then there is the fact that he played it for 5 full movies without falling out of character even once. Even though after the second one, the Pirates movies were pretty bad, and even the second one could be questionable at times, this is by far Johnny Depp's best role as an actor, and if you disagree with me, I want to know, but I don't see how Jack Sparrow is not Johnny Depp's best character ever. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And I will see you guys in the next video.